Setting goals is a great start, but it's not enough. In order to achieve them, we must turn the setting of goals into action. As we continue our Vision and Goals series, in this episode, we'll focus on transforming your 2025 goals into actionable steps that lead to meaningful impact. This is the 30. Let's kick it into action. Hey there, welcome to the 30. Thank you for joining us on another episode 236. Do me a huge favor, like and share this broadcast if you're watching us from YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at the 30 with Patrick. If you're on LinkedIn, make sure that you repost, make sure that you like it, make sure that you comment and let us know how we're doing. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the chat. I certainly want to thank you for being here on this another episode. In our last episode, we took a deep dive into how do we align our actions with our long-term aspirations. With the backdrop of starting or charting your path for 2025, we discussed how do we go about refining our strategy and our action steps. Those are some of the things that we discussed on our previous episode. We also talked about how do we go about not only refining our strategy and action steps for execution, and to make sure that we stay on task for long-term growth throughout the entire year. So, whether you're building a team or whether you are pursuing your personal, professional, or spiritual goals, we outline a specific roadmap. We give you a dynamic roadmap as to how to build resiliency to navigate any challenges that you might come up or that will come up throughout the year. I give you 4 specific keys on last week. Number 1, we talked about fine-tuning your strategy for the long haul. Number 2 was building resilience and staying adaptable in the face of challenges. And the third one was the power of accountability, having an accountability partner or partners and networks. And then the last one was tracking progress and celebrating your milestone to stay motivated. I also mentioned last week in the last episode and the episode previous to that, I talked about a goal sheet. I talked about having and giving you a goal sheet that may help you. Well, I'm going to do that, right? I am going to give you a complimentary goal sheet. And let me see if I can put that up here. It's in the description of this episode. But if you just wanted to take it down here, if you want to go to that link, you can put that URL and then in your browser and just go in. This is from us to you. So it's complimentary. All you have to do is go grab it, and it will help you. It will help you to, let me see if I can put it up here. If I can present it to you, let's see if I can share my screen. And I think this is it here. Nope, that is not it. I'll have to grab that for you. But I'm going to grab it I'm going to show you what it looks like here shortly, because I want to make sure that you get a hold of that you see it, and that you can use it to help you grow there it is, to help you grow and create your goals for 2025. So that is in the description, but I want to show it to you so that you can utilize it for yourself. And here it is, right? It's the goal setting template. We talk about the goal, the strategy, and the action step. So when you get that, when you download that, and give us your name and your email address. And what I want to do, I want to set up a call with everyone that download this. I want to make sure that I take some time to actually walk it through from the beginning to end, from the goal to the action, to the strategy, to the action steps, so that we are all on the same page. So, right. So make sure that you do that. The link is right here, but it's also listed in the description of this episode. So with that as a backdrop, here we go. Because we know that setting your goal or setting your goals is the beginning, right? Writing it down, setting them, looking at them, visualizing them. That's a great start, but it's not enough. In order to achieve those goals, you're going to have to turn that writing, in terms of looking at them, into some form of action. It's not your goal, your achievement or success of your goals for any year is not going to come by you just writing it down. You're going to have to put it into action. You're going to have to execute. You're going to have to do some work in order to achieve those goals. So what I want to do in this episode is called Transforming Intentions into Impact. So you have your goals all set. You have some specific intentions. Now you've taken it from your dream to a goal. Now it's time to transform them, put them into action for impact. So I'm going to take some time here, and I'm going to walk you through some very specific steps. And I call them steps of transformation, or steps to transformation, right? Doing the actual work, putting it into action to help you transform from your dream to your goal to achievement and success. So whether you are, as I said again, building a team, whether it's a personal goal, a professional goal, or a spiritual goal, you are going to have to do some work, right? So the first step and the step to transformation is actually, and this is very simple, right? You write the goal down, you write your strategy down. Now comes your action steps. Your action steps are the specific things that you are going to do in order to get to your strategy, in order to get to your goal. So I call this breaking down your goals into small steps. Breaking down your goal into manageable tasks that are essential to making progress. See, because the goal is so big that if you were to take it on by yourself, you may not get there, right? If you were to take on that big goal, there's a saying, how do you eat an elephant? If you're to eat an elephant, maybe one bite at a time. So how do you accomplish your goal? Is one step at a time. So you want to take that big goal, Work on your action steps. And your action steps are the smaller, very minute things that are manageable tasks in order to get to that goal. So that's number one, the step to transformation. Number two is the importance of a clear action plan or action step. So what do you mean by that, Patrick? When we say clear, not only are you putting the action step down, but you're actually putting a date on it. When are you going to start that? So action step number one, I'll give you an example of that. Let's say that your goal for 2025 is to, whether it is in terms of a personal goal, is to lose weight or build muscle or build a great body, right? Go back to when you were if you were in your, let's say that you are a baby boomer or Gen Xer, and you want to look like if you were in your 20s, like a Gen Zer, right? Or if you're a Gen Zer and you want to make sure that you keep that body going. Now, if that's your goal, what's your strategy? But what is your action step? So these are the specific things that you are going to do on a daily basis. When are you going to start? You have to put a date on every action step that you are going to take. And with that, also put a completion date. So every step by step, you want to be clear in your action steps. You don't want to leave anything to chance. Be very specific in those steps and put a date on every one of them. I get this all the time, whether it is building a what we call a leader plan or a goal, is how many steps should I have? How many action steps should I have? That is totally up to you. The bigger the goal, the more action steps you should have. And be realistic in your action steps. Be very specific, but be realistic. This is part of your map. I told you last time, it is similar to a pilot. If a pilot is flying from point A to point B, he or she lays out a plan. There is an action plan or action step by step by step, right? What they do, the first step may be to go out, kick the tires, look at the wings, make sure there's enough fuel, have a flight plan. All those are very specific steps even before they leave from the gate. So this is your flight plan. This is your action steps, step by step by step. Be very clear, be very specific, be very detailed, right? This is a bridge from where you are to where you desire to be. This is going to help you to get there. From step A to step B, the beginning to the end. These steps will help you to get to your goal. And if you incorporate these steps and your strategy, you will get there. The third step to transformation is create a sense of urgency. Be realistic, but also create a sense of urgency. Don't say, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to implement step one by going to the gym, or I'm going to implement step one by eating better or getting more rest. I'm going to start that. My goal is to achieve my goal by December 31st of 2025. But I'm going to start my action step December 1st of 2025. No. You want to have a sense of urgency. This is your goal. You're working towards success. You're working towards achievement. So you want to maintain a sense of urgency. If you don't do it, who is going to do it? If you don't do it, who will do it? It's up to you to do it, right? It's up to you to get it done. So the sense of urgency, importance of doing it now. This is January. You got to get it done now. Start rolling. Don't wait until March or June or July or December 1st. and says, well, I'm going to achieve it by December 31st. No, take action now. Don't procrastinate. There's a great saying: procrastination is the assassination of a worthwhile dream or goal. I'll say that again. Procrastination is the assassination of a worthwhile dream or goal. Start it now. Start your steps, your action steps now. Put it into action. We're not getting any younger, folks, right? Whether or not you do it, the year is still going. I don't want you to be in the same place today, or better yet, I don't want you in the same place January 16th of 2026 that where you are now. I want you to progress and grow. I want you to achieve some of the things that you desire to achieve. I want you to be successful in things that you do. Have a sense of urgency. I don't know what goals you set, whether it's a personal goal, a professional goal, a spiritual goal. Whatever it is, make sure there's a sense of urgency in doing it. If you're like me or many others that's watching this program, it's important for us, for me and others that are watching, for us to pray over our goals. Right? If you are a believer, you should pray over your goals. Make sure that your goals align with what God has in store for you. Make sure that there's an alignment of His will for you. Make sure that you're asking for clarity, not confusion, and peace as you move forward. For me, I'm praying for guidance, right? I'm praying for revelation. I'm praying for wisdom, God's wisdom, and discernment in everything that I do in terms of each step that I take. Because I'm serious about my goals, but I want my goals to align with what God's will for my life. And that's me. And I hope that's you. But it's important that you pray over your goals. So that's the first one. When we talk about steps to transformation, that's number 3. Number 3. So let's move on to number 4. And number 4, this is under the umbrella of aligning values with actions. Before that, let me check in with the chat here. Shout out to Jay. Jay, thank you for joining me. Jay says, my flight plan for transformation. That's right, Jay. Make sure that you have not just your goal, your strategy, but your action steps, your flight plan, right? Make sure that you have that going. Jay also says, take action steps with a sense of urgency. Jay, sounds like if you're taking notes. That's great. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for joining me. Make sure that you share and like this broadcast. I appreciate that. So let's continue. And I'm excited about that. I am excited and passionate about this because I know it has worked for me. It's worked for others that are part of our community. And I want to ensure that 2025, we're moving towards success, that we're moving towards our goals, that we're changing our mindset, and that we're implementing not just a plan of action, but we're strategic in how we go about things. So under the header of aligning values with actions, this is what we call leading with purpose, right? So we're going to lead with purpose. So we have making sure that our dreams into reality, setting a clear plan of action, your action steps, creating a sense of urgency. And now we're going to talk about how do we lead with purpose? How do we lead with purpose? That's our next one. So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's dig into it. Let's take a deep dive in how do we lead with purpose. Number 1, when our goals, here's something for you. When our goals reflect our deepest beliefs, it motivates us to take the right actions. I'll say that again. When our goals reflect our deepest belief, it motivates us to take the right actions. And not only does it motivate us to take the right action, but also helps us to be consistent in the things that we do. It also helps us to be consistent with who we are. So we fall under the power of alignment, right? We want to make sure that the goals that we set, the strategy that we set forth, the action steps that we're taking reflect our deepest belief. Because it lends to motivation, because motivation it's an internal piece. So it's an internal factor. Some of us like to think that motivation is external, but no, motivation is internal. Inspiration is external, but motivation is internal. So we want to make sure that we're setting us up for success. The second part of this now, as we're leading with purpose, is doing an assessment and see, do we have, when we lay out these action steps, do we have the right systems in place that will help us in our action steps? Are we ready to go? Is everything around us ready to go? Do we have the right systems, right? So I'll go back to the pilot again. So the pilot may say, okay, here's my flight plan, my action steps, right? We have some specific steps in that plan. Now, is everything like, am I flying the right plane? Right? Am I supposed to be on this path? Am I the pilot for this path or for this plane? Or is there someone else? So if I'm building, let's say, go back to the example of losing weight or building weight or not building weight, but building muscle, right? What are my systems? Here it is. I'm at the right gym. So if it says join a gym, we have a date on joining the gym, but am I at the right gym? Is that gym conducive to my goals? Is it going to help me with my growth? Is there someone that is there that can help me, or do I need to get a personal coach? Am I working out with myself or am I working out with others? See, because you may need, if you find that in the past you were hesitant or you failed because it was just you and you weren't motivated from within, maybe you need to build some relationships with others and go to the gym together. That accountability thing again, right? So what are you doing? You're going to have the right systems in place to help support you, to help support your action steps. Or you can include that as part of your action step. Maybe hire a coach. If it is the gym, or if it is a business, or if you're a leader, in order for you to move forward, you may have to hire a coach, whether it's an executive coach, right? Whether it's a leadership coach, whatever it is, you have to look at your goals, at your action steps, and says, okay, I realized that in the past I failed because I relied on a system that didn't work for me. Well, what are the new systems? Look at other systems out there that may be able to help you. Let's take it from a spiritual standpoint. If your goal is to develop a deeper understanding, or to grow in your, or to have a deeper spiritual growth, right? To be deeper spiritually. And one of your action steps now is to read the Bible more, study the Bible more, not just read, but study. So with that, part of your new systems is a commitment. Before, you probably were not committed, so you dropped off. So part of the new systems that you're going to create is a deeper commitment to your action step. So I'm hoping that you're seeing what's going on here, that you're setting yourself up for success. So your action steps, when implemented in the right way, should help you with your strategy and they should help you with your goal. So goal, strategy, action steps. Action steps, very specific, very clear. Put a date on them, sense of urgency, move with purpose. Make sure that your goals reflects your deepest belief or beliefs, that they motivate you, that you're consistent in who you are. Set up systems that will help to drive you. Don't be afraid to incorporate new systems. If the old ones didn't work, put them aside. Set up a new system. Look for new systems. Work with someone. Partner with others. Look for a coach. Look for others that can encourage you. Note I didn't say motivate you. I said encourage you. Study. Study, study, study. If you are a leader, I like to say this all the time. Leaders are readers, right? Study. If you want to move forward, if your goal is to become a more effective leader, you're going to have to spend some time putting into action, doing the work. That could mean studying others that have become successful in your field. It could mean having a coach, an executive coach, a leadership coach. And where else can you go? Of course, the Jackman Group LLC is there for you to help you with your coaching, to help you with your training. It could be attend a leadership training, upskill. Some of us think that we've arrived as leaders. No, we have not. Some of us think that we can be leaders by osmosis. No, you cannot. If your goal is truly to be truly effective. There's a debate going, right? Whether or not leaders are made or whether or not leaders are born. I'm on the side that leaders are made and developed as opposed to being born. You are born with certain traits of leadership, but development, what happens is that you develop them in order to become a more effective leader. But you're not a born leader. You're born with leadership traits. So you're going to have to do some work. What is your goal for 2025? What are your goals? Download our goal sheet. We're focusing on various areas. I am on the belief that there are different areas similar to a pizza, right? If you look at a pie, that you have different slices. So if you're looking at setting goals, I'm under the belief that every area of your life should have a goal. Download our goal sheet. So you should have spiritual goals, personal goals, family goals, financial goals. If you're involved in a community, community goals. What are your goals? You should have a goal for every aspect of your life. And writing them down, as we said, is not enough. It is time for action. It's time for implementation. It's time to get busy. So, folks, I hope this was helpful for you. I'm going to put the link up again. Shout out to Tracy JC. Shout out to you. Thanks for joining us. Let's see here. Let me see if I can grab this for you. I'm going to put this up again. It is already in our description, in this episode's description. You can download. You can go grab the goal sheet. I went over, if you notice, I went over some of the things in terms of how to fill that goal sheet out. I'm not sure if you noticed that, right? But if you really want to be specific, download the goal sheet, put your name down, download it. Basically, it's free. It's complimentary. What I'll do is reach out to those that would like to join us, and we'll have a complimentary session where I'll walk through and I'll help you as a group as to how to complete that goal sheet. This is serious times. If you're serious about reaching your goals, start to write it, but now is the time for implementation. So that's about, folks. I want to thank you for being here. Join me next week where we'll continue this, but I want to hear from you. Drop me a line, send me an email, info@jackmangroup.llc.com. That's info@jackmangroup.llc.com. Send me an email. We'll be this month. We'll come up with some additional episodes, and I have some breaking news for you next week. So stay tuned to that. Or if you're connected to us on any of our socials, whether it's the Jackman Group or myself, you can join me. You can connect with me. LinkedIn. I'm on IG, LinkedIn, Facebook, or you can connect with the Jackman Group on any of the socials so that we can, or you can join and become a member of our newsletter so that you get the information first. All that you can access through our website or send me an email, and then we'll get you going. Well, that's about it for now. I want to thank you for being here. I pray and hope this was helpful as we say goodbye for this evening. May God bless you and your family, and we'll see you on another episode of The 30. See you then.